Good afternoon, folks. Frankie Vitella here with our new recipe. Today is going to be chicken cacciatore. Chicken cacciatore is done different ways in different areas. Some people do chicken cacciatore red with peppers and onions and that kind of stuff. We don't do it that way. We did it with white wine vinegar. It's more of a white. There's no tomato in it at all. So that's the way we do it. Little shout out here to the Central Jersey Rebels. It's a nonprofit baseball organization. Gary Leonardo, Matt Sweeney, they run that, and their wives. You know, it's a great little organization there. So let's get started. First of all, we have about 2.5 to 3 pounds of chicken. Maybe a little more than that. Maybe about 3.5 to 4 pounds of chicken. Cut up whatever parts you like, you use. My family likes mostly breasts and thighs, so that's kind of what I have in here. But whatever kind of chicken, if you want to just get a chicken, cut it up, whatever you want to do, it'll work. I have about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in here that I already put in, extra virgin olive oil for this part of it anyway. And then I'm going to add a few ingredients. I'm going to add rosemary and season it good. I'm going to use 2 full tablespoons of rosemary here, because if you're going to season something, you should season it correctly and make sure there's enough seasoning on there to taste it. Okay, now I'm going to put some salt. You know my thing with salt. You have to have salt, a decent amount, and my pepper. I'm going to add a little bit of salt to that. Okay, and now I'm just going to mix it up. I'm just going to toss it around in here and get everything nice and mixed up. So you see that there's seasoning on all the different parts and everything is ready to go. So now we're going to go over to the stove, and I'm going to actually do this dish on the stove in a cast iron pan and then put the cast iron pan inside the oven. You don't have to use a cast iron pan if you don't want. This is the way we did it, but you don't have to. You can do it in a casserole, you could do it in a pan, whatever you want to do it in, it's fine. I wouldn't go out and buy the cast iron pan just to make the chicken cacciatore. With that said, we're going to go over to the stove and we'll get it started. Now, this pan is getting nice and hot. People don't always put olive oil because of the heat. Say it doesn't hold up in the heat, and that's fine. You can use different kinds of oil. Canola oil has a really good temperature where you could get it to. This is what I use. This is what we did use, and this is what I'm using. So if you want to do it different, you certainly can, but that's how it's done here. So I'm going to get the chicken and start to put it inside the pan, and I'm doing skin side down because what I want is I want the skin to brown, and then once I turn it over, it'll finish in the oven that way, and you still have the skin on there because I like the skin. So this is what we're going to do. Keep your gas medium. You don't want to get splashed, but when you're putting oil like that, and you could really start it with no oil if you want, and if you're doing a cast iron pan. Me, it's part of the juice that we're going to end up making here, so this is what I do with it. Okay, we're going to get rid of that. Now I'm going to let this brown on the one side, and then I'll turn it over. I'm going to just go over the ingredients with you. This is a pound of, today I'm using Babybella mushrooms. You can use any kind of mushroom you want. And I kind of like quartered them so they're nice big pieces like this. I have about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic here, just kind of cubed up. You don't need to make it fine. I have a cup of red wine vinegar, and I have a cup of white wine. They're really the only ingredients here. That's it. The vinegar is really the main part of this dish. That's what we're going to do. And in another video, you'll see different ways to put vinegar in at a certain time, and not like when we did the chicken in the oven, I used the juice from the hot peppers, which was vinegar, so it gave it a certain kind of taste. This is a little different with the red wine vinegar. We only use red wine vinegar for this dish. So if you're going to ask me about using balsamic or using a different, you can use whatever you like. Do what makes it right for you, This is the recipe. This is what our recipe calls for, but you certainly can do something else. That's the great part of not everything being perfect. and cooking. We're gonna let this cook for a few minutes, and then once it's brown, I'm gonna turn it over. I'm gonna say about 4 to 5 minutes on each side. Okay, so this took about 5 minutes on one side. I'm gonna start flipping them over. I just wanted to go over a couple things. If you are doing this and you're using a cast iron pan and you're letting it get hot, you just gotta be careful. You don't put any kind of other kind of water, kind of liquid or wine while that pan is that hot. I put a little oil. Probably the best thing you could do is slide it over a little bit, then put your oil in, and then you can slide it back onto the flame. And you also don't need the cast iron pan. You can do this whole dish in a casserole dish, or like I use the glass bowls a lot, the glass dishes. You can do this. Everything we're doing here is season the chicken, put everything on there, and then put all your ingredients in and put it in the oven. If you're going to do that, I would then suggest, if you're doing it from raw state, then you would have to cover it in the oven, where we're not going to cover this. But you're going to cover it at that point, because we're getting some stuff cooked here already just by browning it. Over here, so I don't mess things up here. And I'm just going to flip the chicken. You see they're getting a nice brown color to them. I'm going to lower this a little bit, and we're going to start adding our ingredients. Here's my chopped garlic. Let's put it in. I'm going to add my white wine, and there's no real order that you have to do this in. And I'm going to add the vinegar. Okay. And this is all your juice in there. Okay. And we're going to put our mushrooms. And again, it's not a dish that you have to do in this pan. You do it how it works for you. Now I'm going to get a little bit of salt and pepper, put it on the top of there, and then I'm going to stick it in the oven, and then we'll let you know how long it cooks for and what I did, after that. So we'll get back to you. Okay, folks, here's our finished product for our chicken cacciatore. I hope you get to see this. The juice in here is outstanding. This is actually better the next day. If you put it away and then you reheat it the next day, trust me, it's even better than it is the first time, because all that goodness soaks in there. Also, I had this in the oven for about an hour on 350, and I did cover it. I don't think I said that in the first part, so you do want to cover it. And then the last 10 minutes, I put it on either broil or a convection oven. If you have the convection oven, you put it on convection for 10 minutes. If you have the broil, put it on a low broil to let it brown real nice like it is down here. And you can eat this with anything, some broccoli rabe on the side, or you can do pretty much anything you like to eat it on the side. We usually used to make side of little pasta, like marinara sauce or something like that, or a little side dish with it. But here it is, our chicken cacciatore. I hope you enjoyed this video, and good food, good memories, and we'll see you soon.